to another Teacher's Corner. I'm Teacher Kirby, and today we're going to go over how to get those pesky variants of colony provisions. And when I talk about variants, I mean the battery provisions, the luxury provisions, and the ore provisions that are required for completing various projects. So the colony battery provisions that are required here, ore provisions that are required for the yellow projects, and luxury provisions that are required for the red. They also, if you get more than you need, you can put them in the coffer, okay, and that way they are held for your fleet to use them later. Okay, alright, now, so how do I get them? Well, one of the ways to get them, believe it or not, is to actually do the new queues. And these are, so they are under the Lucari marks. And so we have new queues that were added for season 14, and that is Draenor Beach Assault. This is a ground queue, and one of the rewards are colony provisions, or is colony provisions. There's also Draenor Gauntlet, that's the space queue, and that also rewards colony provisions. That will reward a few of each provision, and you can then donate them to your fleet or to the coffer. And I'll be doing another episode on how the coffer works at a later time, so stay tuned for that. But okay, so the other ways to get provisions, if you're not feeling that you're getting enough from doing the queues, or you don't wish to do the queues, is to actually come to the fleet holding itself. And I am at the fleet holding. If you're not sure where this is, let me scale out. This is in the Alpha Quadrant. Here's Deep Space Nine and Bajor system, that's to give you reference. And here is the fleet holding. Okay, so we're pretty far up there. Alright, and the easiest way to get there, at least for now, at the time of this recording, the fleet holding is 2 days old. So it is fresh. Nobody's been able to finish anything yet. So until your fleet makes Fleet 1 or Tier 1, Fleet 1 makes Tier 1 and finishes the project, where's my status? There it is. And finishes the project overall Tier 1 and finishes the project Construct Personal Transwarp Transporter, you will not be able to transport directly to this holding. Once that happens, so once your fleet completes this project, after completing the overall Tier 1 status, then you'll be able to transport here directly. Until that happens, you can grab the episode Melting Pot. Melting Pot has the same starting location as the colony fleet holding, and currently it is a featured episode. So if you hit that banner and hit transwarp, it is a free transwarp to that location, as long as Melting Pot is a featured episode. Don't you love these budget ways of getting around? Alright, so now let's go in and I will show you where to go to get these provisions, what you need to do. Alright, moving right along. Okay. Beep doop doo. You have to approach the planet. Approach the planet, Kirby. There we go. And we're going to beam down to the colony. Alright, so there are a couple ways down on this colony to get these provisions. Okay? So one of them is to talk to this security chief.
Need something? I can clear you for transport, or if you're authorized, I can start an invasion simulation for you.
So that invasion simulation that he can start is one of the ways that you can get colony provisions. Okay? So you do need more than one person to complete an invasion simulation. You can start it at one person, but you're probably not going to be able to complete even the first wave because there are multiple points and they're attacking from multiple fronts. So it is recommended to have at least 4 to 5 people. Okay, it is a 30 wave combat on the map, and it can only affect the map that it is started on. It is suggested that you do not start a simulation without coordinating with your fleet. That is very true, because other people on the map will get drawn into the attack if there's more than one of you. Also, you want to have more than one person. Now, here's the thing with the invasion simulation. You can do this with people outside of your fleet. So if you invite people to the map, they will be able to join in the simulation with you. This will give out a large number of provisions. Lord, I could not think of the word. Thank you, Med. Anyway, of provisions, of the 3 various provisions. So, and when I say large number, I do mean, for example, and the devs have said this, a little over 2,000 total. So, and that of course is assuming a 30 wave run. So, now of course if you don't complete all 30 waves, then you're going to get less. But a 30 wave run will give you about 2,000. So I think that's worth getting a few people together. You do not have to have all people in your fleet to do this. So if you are on a TeamSpeak like I am, for example, that has people from multiple fleets and multiple armadas, we can all get together and say, hey, we're going to go on the Fed side and we're going to do the invasion simulation. You know, whose map do we want to use? And, you know, do the map invites and get everybody down there and go from there. So you do not have to all be in the same fleet or even the same armada. So that's important to know.
I need 3 colony invasion defense simulation tokens to start the simulation. Colonial rules, no exceptions. Once it starts, the simulation will create up to 30 waves of enemies for you to fight. Be advised, they'll try to take out your shield generators. If you lose all 4 of them, you lose the sim.
Alright, so basically what he's saying is one of the things that your colony has to stock through projects is colony invasion defense simulation tokens. Your fleet must have 3 in their provisions in order for you to start a simulation. Okay.
You can repair the shield generators, but only when they're lit up. Every 5 waves you complete will allow you to vote on whether to continue or not. If you don't have enough active shield generators, you can't continue. So keep them running if you can.
Okay? For every 5 players you have, rounded down, you will need to keep 1 shield generator alive to be able to continue. And word of advice, if you're down to only 1 shield generator after 5 rounds, I wouldn't continue. But that's just me.
When you can't or won't continue, you will be rewarded based on your progress. Only the best of the best can clear all 30 waves. Think you've got what it takes?
Okay, so at this point my fleet can only start Invasion Simulation A. I'm not going to start it right now, and I need, the others require tier 2, requires tier 2, and requires tier 2. So we're not high enough to start the others. Okay, so I'm not going to start this because I'm the only one on the map, and I don't want to waste
I can
the
clear
tokens.
you for transport, or if you're authorized, I can...
So that is one way to get a large amount, is to do the invasion simulation with some friends. The other way, and you can do these once every hour, is to come over here to the quartermaster, okay, and talk to her. And I've already taken these missions, so she's going to welcome you. Click continue. And I've already taken these missions, so which is why it's not showing up. But it will give you the opportunity to take 3 missions, collect luxuries, collect batteries, and collect ore. Okay, so I'm actually going to make batteries my primary. Now I recommend, because at tier 1 or tier 0 these are all spread out, so I recommend, if you have them, use snow boots, okay, because they are going to be your best friend. Okay, now snow boots, and then the other thing you want to use is your map. Alright, so you see, and I'm going to zoom in. Alright, so what I'm looking for, here's me. Okay, the yellow circle tells me where I need to go to collect my batteries. Okay, and I'm going to need to go through here, follow the path, and go down to here. Basically the colony is the shape of a horseshoe, and I need to go to the tip. Okay, now so here we go, and I'm going to follow this way. You'll find that sometimes you just need to follow the path. Now if you do have a power board, you could try and go out on part of the ocean for this. And we have Lucari and Kentari fighting. Oh no! Alright, so we have here some batteries. Yay! Okay, so now I can collect batteries, and the way I collect them is a mini game. I hate mini games, especially this particular mini game, but this is what I gotta do. Now the good thing here is that no matter how bad you are at the mini game, it will let you do it. It will give you a minimum amount. So even if I score 0 on this, it will give me a minimum amount just for trying. And that minimum amount is 25. So that's the good news. And since my goal is to collect 250, okay, depending on what score I get here, and it does time out after a minute, depending on what my goal is or what score I get, I will get a certain amount. So in this case, I got 50. I scored about 100, I got 50, and you can see them. I was testing the other ones before, and here's my 50 colony battery provisions. Now it will let me redo this over and over until I get 250. So at most I can do this 10 times every hour. So here we go, loop-de-loo. Here we go, loop-de-lie. Okay, let's see if I can do better this time. And there we go. No! Okay. And as you can see, I'm not all that great shakes on these things. I know people say, oh, use the keyboard, and for a lot of people that helps. It doesn't help for me because of my disability. I end up just doing things all funky, weird, wrong. Especially with this one. Hey, look at that. And still got 50. Okay. So I can collect. I'm at 100. I need 250. Or I can get 250. Dang it. Okay. So I can get there we go, get that going. And it's just not cooperating with me this round, is it? There we go. So there we go, and it's just not cooperating with me. So I can get, like I said, 250. And boop-a-doop-a-doo. And that time I only got 25. So as you can see, and I'm gonna stop there because otherwise I'll be doing this all day. Alright, so let's say I got my 250, and now I'm gonna go collect luxuries, which I already tested this on, but we'll go. Now you may say, oh, Teacher Kirby, why don't you go and just, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go back. Best thing to do is to go back along the path and go up and around the horseshoe. And you may go, well, why don't you just walk across the bay? Okay, well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you because it looks like a shortcut, right? And it's like, oh, just walk across, you know. Easy to do. Well, number one, it doesn't like it from that side. So let's do it from this side. And I'm running and I'm running, and you're thinking, oh, this is gonna work, it's fine. It's gonna get me there, and boom. It don't like it. Somebody decided we can't walk across the bay. So we can't walk across the bay. I got my eye on you. I don't know who it was, Dev. But somebody decided that was not allowed. So, instead, we have to follow the path. So we're going to follow the path. And we're gonna run, and thankfully, as I said, I got snow boots. And we're gonna run along and follow the path. So we're running, and we're running, and as I said, we're just gonna follow this nice little path laid out. And more Kentari and Lucari fighting. And of course the hope is as we go higher up in tiers that we will see that less and less as they're starting to get along. And as I said, snow boots, at least for now, are very, very helpful for this. Now you can do these once every hour. You can collect 250. Alright. Now I want to take a right turn, Clyde. Alright, now you see these are lit up. These are the ores. We're going to come back for that. Alright, so the luxury is right here. And these are the luxury provisions where you collect them. This is the mini game for dilithium mining. I'm a little better at this one. Or not dilithium mining, sorry, omega stabilization. I'm a little better at this. Up and down and 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 up and down. There we go. Guitar Hero in space. I'm not too terribly worried because I did this one once already. Scored a 1700 and got myself 200 of these. So I know I don't need much to finish. And so I got 1250. And so there we go. I got my 50. And you see now that I have 250 that I've gotten from here, the luxury sorting is now unavailable. So now I can go back and I can go to that ore we saw that we passed earlier. And now I can go back and boop doop doo. There it is. So basically for the moment we are gathering all of our raw material. And then yippee yippee. Yippee yippee yippee. There. And do this one. Boy, it does not like me today. There we go. Not so much. It really does not like me today. There we go. And 165, that's 100! Yay, I'm almost halfway there. So, as we can see, we just play these mini games for these provisions. And so at most this will take you 30 minutes, assuming that you get crappy scores and want to get the entire 250. If you don't want to get the entire 250, there's no need to. 250 is what you're allowed every hour. And that is a sign for me to end. Actually, it's not. There we go. I'm going to mute that. There we go. And my dad can wait. Anyway, and he cost me the score. Okay, so again, you don't have to get the entire 250. It is 250 allowed every hour. And so all you have to do is play the mini games. Even if you get a 0, you will still get 25 as long as you open the darn thing. So that is a good thing for those of us out there that do not do well on these mini games. So, and of course there are other options, for example the invasion simulation or the new queues that are for Draenor Colony. So that is how you collect your provisions for fleet projects for Draenor Colony. And this is Teacher Kirby. Again, you can hear the discussion of Teacher Kirby live every Saturday night on the Pilot Review Show. Check us out. If you like what you see, make sure you click that like button or consider becoming a patron on Patreon. And you will see that information up on the right hand side on the I button. So go ahead and consider becoming a patron. And this is Teacher Kirby signing off.